We spend more money on higher education than any other country, and yet they're turning our students into communists and terrorists. We can't let this happen. It's time to offer something dramatically different.
That's a video from Trump's campaign, released in November 2023. After running on reforming higher education, waging war on elite universities, particularly Harvard, has become a significant priority of his presidency. Here's a timeline of the saga of Trump versus Harvard. The week after taking office, Trump signed executive orders calling for an end to DEI initiatives and identity-based programs, including at private universities that receive federal funding. Soon after, Harvard faculty were told to halt research on various subjects suspected of promoting DEI. In March, the administration cut Columbia's funding, citing concerns about anti-Semitism on campus. Days later, Harvard and dozens of other higher education institutions were warned of cuts to research funding they received from the federal government. These anti-Semitism allegations stem back to 2023, when higher education leaders came under intense scrutiny following the October 7th attack by Hamas and Israel's ongoing retaliation in Gaza. By the end of March, Trump doubled down. The administration said it would review nearly $9 billion in federal funding for Harvard. This announcement was shortly followed by a list of demands that detailed changes Harvard needed to make to its admissions policies and academic programs to keep the money. Harvard professors then sued the Trump administration, saying that his actions undermined the university's academic integrity and free speech protections. This lawsuit was followed by an open letter from Harvard's president in which he refused to comply with the demands and reiterated the steps the university had already taken to quell anti-Semitism. The government responded by freezing $2.2 billion in funding. Then Trump threatened to end Harvard's tax-exempt status, which means that the university can forgo millions in taxes each year like most other colleges. The Department of Homeland Security then demanded records on student visa holders who participated in campus protests and canceled more grants. Harvard sued the Trump administration over the multi-billion-dollar funding freeze, claiming an unconstitutional abuse of power. In a further escalation, Education Secretary Linda McMahon sent a letter notifying the university that it would no longer be eligible for new federal grants. On May 13th, the government's task force to combat anti-Semitism directed some federal agencies to eliminate additional grant funding for Harvard. Meanwhile, the Department of Justice launched an investigation into whether Harvard's admissions policies violate the Supreme Court ruling on affirmative action. The Trump administration then revoked Harvard's ability to enroll international students, who make up more than a quarter of Harvard's population, saying that they would either have to transfer colleges or lose their legal status. In response the next day, Harvard launched their second lawsuit against the Trump administration to fight the move. A judge has blocked the White House for now. Days later, Trump threatened to shift $3 billion of Harvard's federal funding to trade schools. Then, the federal government severed all of its remaining business ties to the university. Just before Harvard's commencement, DHS notified Harvard of its intent to withdraw the university from the database where colleges keep track of international students, and gave them a 30-day window to respond. So, Harvard's academic year might be over, but the university's battle with Trump shows no sign of slowing down. Most everything the president has done so far is tied up in court, and the lawsuits could take months to shake out. But nearly $3 billion in grants and research funding are already in peril. International students are wading through fear and uncertainty, and there are questions now of whether Harvard's $53 billion endowment is enough to live up to the challenges of these times. We'll keep you updated at Globe.com.